Kiwa groups from different countries are all listed in the IEF portal. And here, Kiwa Cert, we are listed as well. Even our government body, Ministry of Health, MOH, Medical Devices Authority, MDA, and Department Standard Malaysia, DSM, we are all listed in their official portal. And here's some good news. Our Kiwa group just bought over NQA. So now, NQA is official part of Kiwa. Oh, and for our IATF automotive scheme, we are also officially listed under the International Automotive Task Force website. So yeah, all these are verified facts, not just marketing talk. Step 2, check the auditor's competency. Our Kiwa Cert auditors, super experienced. They have worked across all kinds of industry because we certify so many standards. ISO 9001, ISO 14000, ISO 45000, ISO 22000, ISO 13485, GDPMD, GMP, HACCP, and many more. So instead of dealing with a few different certification bodies, you just work with one trusted partner, Kiwa Cert. Step 3, brand and trust. We are not some unknown certification body that just show up like last week with no track record at all. We've been around, we've certified thousands of real clients across all kinds of industry. And our certification mark, you can actually see them in action on our client's website, letterhead, name card, and even company signboards. Look closely and you'll start noticing our Kiwa Cert certified logo everywhere. That's not just random, that's a result of years of solid work, real clients, and a reputation that's earned, not just claimed. So, when it comes to certification, don't just go for any name on the paper. Go for ones that verified, recognized, and trusted globally and locally. That's how you protect your brand, and that's how you keep your reputation strong. We are Kiwa Cert, a name trusted around the world, and we can't wait to welcome you to the Kiwa Cert certified family.
Today, everyone is asking about ESG report. So many companies prepare one report, finish it, submit it, and move on. However, if there is no system to monitor, govern, and ensure implementation, ESG practice disappeared from daily operations. How to solve this problem? That's why ESG certification came into the picture. Hi, I'm Ivan, ESG partner of Kiwa Cert, an accreditation certification body. From certification body perspective, we understand clearly how a management system to be structured, set up, and implemented. Based on this, we created a comprehensive ESG assurance certification to ensure your ESG practices is structured, set up, and implemented in such a way that is measurable and sustainable.
Actually, ESG should work for everyone, regardless of size of the company, whether you are a small medium enterprise, medium-sized, large firm, or even public listed company. Based on this, Kiwa ESG assurance system has been designed integrated with a ranking mechanism to make sure every company's initiatives are having a baseline, comparable, measurables, and then you can see the improvement of your implementation results.
If you'd like to learn more about ESG, feel free to join our free webinar session. In that session, I will share more about Kiwa ESG assurance certifications, ESG practices, latest trends, and legal requirements. See you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining the session on time. So let me begin by sharing my screen. Yes, just a second. Yeah. Let me begin by sharing my screen. Yeah. Okay. Just a moment. Yep. Okay. Can everyone see my screen, by the way? You can in the chat box here, can. Or give an emoji also can. Hello, can everyone see my screen now? Okay, can hear me clearly? Yeah, sure. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. Let me open the chat box. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate. Just ask in chat box. Okay, I try my best to answer your queries and inquiries now. Okay, so let's have a look at these slides. Okay, just a second. I adjust my screen. Yeah, sure. Okay, no problem.
Recording in progress.
Okay, you can see. Okay, that's great. That's great. Right, let's begin, shall we? Okay, thank you for attending. Now it's 10:30, so we have about 2 hours in this session. Okay, what really happens during an ESG audit and ESG lead auditor perspective? Because myself as an ESG lead auditor, so I hope I can share a little bit of what we see, what we think can be improved, things like that to all of you. Okay, from Kiwa. So let's go. Okay, which one are you before we proceed? Hopefully I can understand a little bit from your side lah. For number one, you can type number one, number two, number three in the chat box. For number one, it's like you are just getting started. You maybe know about ESG, maybe you heard, maybe you don't know, then you can put number one. Number two is you already have something. Maybe you would have something, but you don't have certain all this documentation. You maybe you think you will do lah, then you put number two. Number three is very matured already. Let come. We have how many participants? We have about 60 something participants. So let's see. One, we have one, two. Please, you put one, two, three, so I can know you better. Wow. Okay, we have Amelia Tan. Wow. Three. Ready for ESG level up already. Wow, ready for verification. Okay. And hopefully you sign up, then let's see. Okay, one. I think majority might be one. Okay. Okay, some more? Any more? Any more? One, two, three. Okay. One, two, three. Is there any? Yeah, okay. So never mind. I can see wow. Okay, this Muhammad Aziz Rahudin also three ready for certification and verification. You know number three okay, the difference between one, two, three is like this. One or maybe you have, maybe you don't have. Two is you think you are doing something. Three means your actions and initiative are ready for verification, you know. Meaning to say ready to show to the auditor, ready to prove yourself. That is number three, you see. So that is a different okay between one to three. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I can see I would say majority is one. Maybe you are just getting started, or maybe you heard about it but not yet implement anything. But it's normal. Okay, every company has to start from scratch, you know what? The company first day come in, then what we call that first day come in, then everything implemented in very detailed manner. That's near impossible, I would say. That's near impossible. So let's continue. Okay, stay tuned with us till the end because at the end you will receive the self-assessment tool that we actually created for all of you. So for whoever say you are one, two, three, doesn't matter. You can use this self-assessment tool to assess yourself, the level where you are. Okay, for those who are in number three, then you complete this self-assessment, see whether it's still in number three or not. If it's still in number three, then congratulations. And then you have 1 hour face-to-face, not face-to-face, one-to-one consultancy. So you sign up, then you can use your voucher, okay, for this consultation, things like that. Okay, free consultation. But now also can you put in your chat box, then I try my best to answer. Okay, just a little bit about Kiwa. Kiwa is an international recognized reputable certification body established since years back then, but Kiwa in Malaysia is 2005. And then I think we have branches, not branches, we have footprint across 88 countries around the globe. So Kiwa is an and Standard Malaysia accredited certification body, same like STIRIM, TUV, and the rest. Okay, this one is Kiwa. We are located at this Klang. So pay us a visit anytime that you think is necessary. Okay, we have more than to know how many years, I always can't remember, to know how many companies has been certified under Kiwa, Hapsing, Automotive, Proton, things like that. Okay, these are all the companies certified under Kiwa. Just to say Kiwa is a credible and reputable certification body. That's it. Okay. Oh, how about myself? Oh, sorry. To introduce myself a little bit. My name is Ivan. I'm from Westmart. And these are some of my credentials. I started my career as a company secretary. Then I attend board meeting. Then I see listed call one. Then I say, hey, why all the board of directors are discussing about ESG and sustainability in year 2022? In year 2022, nobody's hot yet, this ESG. But directors of the listed call are already start discussing this because Busan mandating it. Then it is still important. Why is it important? Then go and study, get some qualifications, practice in substance. Oh, then I become an ESG trainer and consultant today with Kiwa. Okay, so these are some of my backgrounds, things like that. So let's continue. There are some myths about this ESG. Okay, ESG is only for large companies. They might think, your ESG is only for large companies. But actually, you see, that is not the case. ESG is not only for large companies. ESG in reality, multinational clients' supply chain requirements have expanded to SME. To say that, you see, Yes, large company they are compulsory under Bursa Malaysia by the SC. However, listed core compulsory well, ESG. Not only that, they might require their upstream suppliers, which are you, to comply with some sort of ESG initiative that for the expectation of this listed company. Because listed company, their ESG standard also following international standard. Therefore, international standard, they have this sustainable supply chain where they require the company to not just impose ESG within themselves, which is the PLC listed core. They also need to have some sort of monitoring and push this ESG responsibility towards their upstream suppliers. So the whole supply chain can be more sustainable in the sense. This is what it means. So the myth is only for large company, not the case. Big got big, small got small. That is the story. Okay. Myth number 2, ESG is about writing reports. Oh, definitely not. Writing report is the beginning and also the result. Okay, company, they might have something, then they start writing reports. They might compile data and write reports. That is for beginning. Then result is company implements so many things. Wow, all these good things. Then they have another report which to record what have they done. So this one is the result. Imagine if a company got no initiative, nothing, they did nothing. In the report will be very empty one, Okay, the report is not correct. They say about employee satisfaction, nothing to say. Employee turnover, nothing to do. So that is the myth in second point. ESG is the report, not necessary. ESG is action and implementation. Number 3, doing ESG increase cost. ESG sounds expensive, or we need to install solar, this and that. Actually, that is not the case also. Short-term investment, long-term will become competitiveness. Okay, energy saving, for example, winning tenders, access to finance. If you're looking at this, all the major banks, if you're going for higher amount, loan amount, higher loan, the banks, they will do something called climate stress test. What is this climate stress test? This one is the initiative and instructions given by Bank Negara Malaysia to mandate all the banks, okay, before they approve high amount of loan, they need to do some sort of climate risk assessment of the borrowers. Meaning to say, they need to assess your readiness, your resilience level of the company. Let's say a factory are located in high flood risk area. Then they need to see how do you prevent flood? What are the things that you do to keep yourself resilient and resistant to this flood risk? Things like that. So if the company do nothing, then they might have issues in accessing funds and capital. They might issue in winning tenders. Tenders means you are tendering for certain project, big project. That project required environmental initiative from you, and you don't have. I did not mean you must have ISO 14001. For those who already have, congratulations. I did not mean you must have ISO 14001. I did not mean you must have ISO 45001, occupational health and safety management. It doesn't mean that. It means at least you can show something to your clients. Okay, so to show that you are credible enough, you are having initiative in this ESG era, in this ESG area. That's what it means by winning tender. Energy saving, no need to say. Okay, you use a better energy efficient equipment. Definitely energy saving is the key. Okay, I give you an example. Energy saving. See here. Previously, we have client, constructions company, property developer. They want to know this whole property, if they use energy efficient and water efficient equipment, what will be the cost? What will be the saving? Versus if they use traditional, conventional energy fitting and water fitting, what will be the cost and what will be the equipment? What will be the benefits? So we need to help them to calculate and do comparison. Then we found out definitely energy efficient and water efficient equipment can save them about 300,000 ringgit per year. 300,000 ringgit per year. Water saving and energy saving, simply just because they buy this thing. And the investment, 400,000. To say they spend 400,000 at the beginning. Yes, investment. Yes. However, the payback period is 1.5 years. It's 1.5 years later, Because 1 year can save 300,000. 1.5 years later, then they get back this 400,000 investment. You treat ESG as an investment. Then do you know why you treat ESG as investment? Because ESG, you able to get the return and payback. You can calculate ROI, then it's an investment. If it's a cost, that means you pay then pay already. Somebody say, bank taking on climate risk of borrow money when apply for loan. Yes. Oh, Alicia, you talk about that. You Google search bank negara climate stress test, then you will see that. Okay. Yeah. Google, anyone can Google search climate stress test BNF, Bank Negara Malaysia. That is the instructions given by BNF. Okay. How I know that? Oh, that not later later to talk I with AICB all this kind of thing. But let's continue further. Okay. Anyone have any doubts? Let me know. Then let's see. Okay. BNF climate stress test. Okay, these are the practical issues and key challenges of FME. Lack of clear framework, definitely. Framework, so many. Which one? Framework, there are so much. International, local, and local also got few. And which one is the one? Lack of alignment, different requirement from supply chain, investor, and government make it, okay, this compliance difficult. Your investors demand this way, your suppliers demand this way, and the government demand another way. Maybe the banks also demand another way. So the alignment is not there. Anyway, this is an issue. There's two. Okay, lack of data. Basic data don't have. Utility bills you have but those like the waste segregation record, disposal record, recycling record don't have. Okay, not just that. Employee turnover rate you also don't have. Turnover record don't have. So those are lack of data. That's what it means. Lack of measurable targets. You say you want to do ESG, but never set KPIs, never set indicators, no quantification, decarbonizations, then how to have initiative. Always remember, you don't measure the thing at the beginning. You are not able to set target for the same thing. You never measure the performance, then you're not able to set performance target because you do not know what is your baseline. So only you measure, you have the baseline, then only you can set target. After you set the target, then you need to have action plan for you to move from the baseline to the target. That's what it means. Okay, lack of resources. SMEs always say money not enough. Okay, but that's true. Money always not enough. Cost increase here and there. These are reality. These are realities. What we need to do and what we need to be careful on this is for ESG, we do not simply implement, do not simply do everything at the same time. See, you need to have prioritization, meaning to say these are the 10 items that you need to do. And you need to prioritize them from most critical until least critical. Only then you spend your resources wisely to those that are more critical first. I give example. You have cyber security issue. You have corruption issue. Potential corruption issue is very high. You spend time, money, and resources to solve this kind of cyber security issue, corruption issue, which are under governance first. Only then you talk about environmental friendly, all these things. But some company, they are environmental friendly or not is top priority because they are selling product and their product are selling to European Union or they are selling to tier 1 clients, which are all the major listed companies. And all these listed companies and Europe markets, they demand the product to be green. They demand the product to be carbon neutral or something. Okay, low carbon product, green product. Okay, then the product or environment will be their priority. Otherwise, they will affect their sales. Can you see? Maybe their cyber security is priority number 5, number 6, something else. What I mean is resources you have to spend wisely by looking at your materiality of the items. You don't everything come in then buy solar, install solar. Install solar definitely good. However, whether that is your priority or not, don't know. So you need to measure, then only you need to evaluate and decide. Hello everybody, okay? Okay, okay, let's continue. Okay, so have a look at this. When we talk about ESG, what actually we are discussing? If you look at this screen, Okay, this is another standard. I told you, Malaysia got many standard. Not Malaysia, the whole world also got many standard. ISSB, IFRS, GRI. Now we have EDG, which is this one. Let's have a look. Okay, simplify ESG disclosure guide. By the way, this one anyone can download. Just Google search, then can get it already. SEDG by Capital Market and Securities Commission. Okay, there are 15 topics divided into three pillars. Three pillars: environmental, social, and governance. Three pillars. Then 15 topics, 5 topics each under one pillar. So emission, energy, water, waste, these are the things that you need to do. Human right, employee management, diversity, occupational health, and community engagement under social governance with governance structure, policy, risk management, anti-corruption, and customer privacy. Customer privacy, you can understand that information security and cyber security all categorized under this customer privacy, things like that, about data breaches, leaking, things like that. So these are the 15 topics that we need to put effort to. But whether we need to put 15 topics push at the same time, definitely not the case. Even listed code that we associated before also cannot be like that. You need to prioritize. That's why you need to do something called materiality analysis, okay, materiality studies. Only then you can prioritize these 15 topics. And of course, they are more than these 15 topics, which is your industry-specific topics. Then one we need to look at SASB, Sustainability Accounting Standard Board, SASB, the standard, the topics inside. But for SMEs, these 15 topics are good enough. Okay, so just to let everybody know, when we talk about ESG, what are we discussing? These are the 15 topics we are discussing. Okay, so okay, this one is from Aeon. Anyone can Google search also. Okay, by the way, the information that we provide are publicly accessible information, especially all these stuff. So anyone have any doubts, let me know. This one is from Aeon. Okay, what is this Aeon talking about? Aeon is telling you they expecting from their suppliers, Aeon being suppliers, it's all meaning you want to do business with Aeon. They are expecting their suppliers to have this ESG. I do not say compliance. I will just say they're expecting their suppliers have these ESG initiatives, and you need to prove that you have. Okay, because this is a Aeon supplier code of conduct. So if you look at it, okay, on the left hand side, okay, they have this environmental. Wait, okay, let me put my pointer. Okay, at the left hand side, they have this environmental requirements, governance policy, social. So anyone interested can go and have a look at supplier code of conduct. Then roughly you know what are the expectations from a company A. Okay, this is the thing. So next, not Malaysia. I give a little bit of Malaysia ESG requirement or landscape, I would say. Okay, definitely Kuala Lumpur continued ESG agenda. DBKL will have a statement, this one, so your whole Kuala Lumpur, the development and the direction, everything will move towards this ESG. Okay, they even have this ESG center located at TRX. Okay, TRX, whoever interested can go have a look, this TRX, they have this ESG center that established by this DBKL, I remember because I went there before. Okay, and all the local majlis, MPPJ, MPMJ, Ampang Jaya, and all these building councils, all these things, they are demanding ESG in projects. You say this is development project, property developers. Then before they get approval or something like that, they show some sort of ESG initiatives. How I know that? I prepare that and submit to these authorities. So that's why we know, wow, they're demanding for this one before kebenaran merancang. Okay, KM they call it. Okay, another thing you need to pay attention is the budget 224. You look at it, budget 224, the title is called the future of ESG in Malaysia. Really, the title of budget 224 is future of ESG in Malaysia. So there are a lot of grants and incentive has been specified in this budget 224. I urge everybody to have a look at budget 224. If you are looking at grants and incentives, it's there. Okay. Of course, these are some Chinese news. Okay, for Xinqiu, incentives they need to have ESG. That's what previously the report over there. Then, of course, our Prime Minister mentioned this year. The news was last year, 2025. Yes, this year they will have something called carbon tax. Okay, launch this year. Last year news say next year, I mean this year, like 2026 there will be a carbon tax, but not impact your industry yet. But you need to see whether you fall under the supply chain of these industries that affected by carbon tax. The companies, the industries that were affected by carbon tax will be steel and aluminium manufacturer, companies like Anju, company and Mars Steel, all this. Then another one will be energy companies, means DNB, Sarawak Energy Corporation, all this. They will be subject to carbon tax, but the mechanism and the details of the carbon tax do not yet. Okay, haven't seen. The carbon pricing also do not see. Okay, but they already have carbon market in Malaysia. You Google search Bursa Carbon Exchange, then you can see actually there are carbon market over there already. Yeah, that is the thing. Okay, so but today we don't discuss about carbon tax because this is another topic, a bit complicated one. But all do remember carbon tax is a hidden cost that you might not able to see one. So if you don't do ESG, you don't manage properly, or then you will have all these unnecessary additional costs come out. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay. More industry will be impacted by carbon tax in 2026. You might have a question, oh, why suddenly our government crazy already want to have carbon tax? Oh, it's not because our government suddenly want to have, no. It's because if we don't have this, the tax will be taxed in the Europe, under CBAM. So you either tax over there or tax here. Tax here, definitely. Otherwise, tax over there, the money go to other countries. Also, that is a concept. Okay, let's have a look at this. People ask whether ESG is compulsory. My answer is yes and no. Whether ESG is compulsory, yes and no. Why then? Because the answer is yes. If ESG is for listed company compulsory, yes. They dissected capital market into three groups. SC, because this one is MOF, Ministry of Finance initiative. They dissected the market into three: Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. That's why you can see Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3 here. Okay, Group 1 means main market listed issuer, market cap 2 billion and above, Group 1. 2, other than Group 1, main listed issuer, but other than Group 1. Companies like Chin companies like the Anju, they are all under Group 2 because their market cap not yet 2 billion. Okay, then Group 3. Group 3 are ACE market, all the ACE market, regardless of market cap, ACE market and NLCO, non-listed company with annual revenue 2 billion and above. We need to say those very big non-listed company, they are subject to compulsory ESG in the compliance also under Group 3. What's the difference between Group 1, Group 2, Group 3 there? That's a bit complicated, isn't it? 3, there will be timeline different. Okay, everything is the same, but timeline different. You look at Group 1, the 5 they need to implement already. This ESG reporting. Reporting using the standard called IFRS S1 and S2. By the way, you see IFRS, so IFRS is the reporting standard under ISSB. Okay, IFRS stands for International Financial Reporting Standard. IFRS S1 and S2 means the standard for two standard. S1 and S2 standard. Okay, two different standard. But you need to report using both these standards under IFRS. That's why IFRS 1 and S2. 2025 need to report using this standard. 2026 is Group 2. For Group 3, 2027. So meaning listed called last year, this year, and next year, they are compulsory to have this ESG reporting using this standard. I understand that previously they already have ESG report, but not using this standard, using Bursa standard now, but now using this standard. This is the compulsory requirement. Okay, of course, then you have assurance. Assurance means you not just report. The report need to send for audit one, then auditor need to audit this report. Things like that. The auditor can be accounting and non-accounting practitioner, as mentioned over there. Whoever interested with this document can Google search National Sustainability Reporting Framework, short form NSRF. Okay, it's from Ministry of Finance. You will see enforced through Securities Commission and through Bursa Malaysia. Then you might have a question. If that is the case, my company SME are not fall under this group, then do I feel compulsory to have? Then I need to show you another slide already. This is a slide from SSM, Suruhanjaya Serikat Malaysia. You look at it, they actually got timeline already, roadmap and timeline. Okay, just like group 1, 2, 3, now you have group 4, 5, 6 one, but they not yet decide. Don't quote my word. They already decided. Not yet. They not yet decide, but definitely this is the direction because the timeline and roadmap is there. They have group 4, 5, 6. Group 4, 5, 6 are the other than group 1 to 3. SME, SME in different tiers. Okay, SME also got different tiers one according to this SME corp. There are different tiers. So I will assume the medium SME, they might be subject to this compulsory ESG compliance. Those micro and small, my company only 5%, do I still need to do that? Maybe that one will be exempted. Okay, but not yet, no, because they have group 4, 5, 6. Maybe group 5 and 6 is accepted, I do not know. But definitely there will be this direction. The timeline is below 2030. Then is draw over there 2030. Okay, till 2035. This one is the roadmap and direction. Just now we saw the official one is until 2030. Yes, but they already have roadmap after 2030, which is for the SMEs. So now you tell me whether ESG compulsory or not. My answer is still the same, yes and no. Just time matters. Okay, time matters. Then the roadmap are there already. You might ask why Malaysia government will do this. Now I think if we don't do this, our companies and our product and services and our business not able to convert with international standard, not able to convert with the international demands. Therefore, no choice, they have to come up with all these things. Then you might ask, for listed company, they can ask Bursa to amend the listing requirement, which they did to control the listed code. Bursa Malaysian listing requirement, main market or ACE market, doesn't matter because they amended the same thing. Because whether you are main via the ACE, you report using same standard. Okay. Then how about SME? SME not subject to Bursa. SME not subject to Securities Commission. SME may not subject to MOF other than tax. Then how they force the SME? Oh, according to SSN, they will amend the Companies Act. Okay, they will I have the Companies Act with me. Okay, they will amend the Companies Act. This is Companies Act 2016. Okay, but I'm still a company secretary, so Companies Act is always with me, right? So this is what they will do to enforce. Okay, any companies already done all this as an example. It has got Sunday. They already have something called internal carbon pricing, to move towards net zero target. You look at their timeline, their report date. It's 2022. 4 years back then. 4 years back then, ESG is still not very hot topic like now. You see. Okay, so 4 years back then, actually somewhere already aware about this. In fact, majority of the listed co already aware about it. That's why I know because I attend board meeting. Then they have this carbon pricing, quite interesting, under Sunday Read IEIT. So whoever companies show and demonstrate ESG initiatives, like their tendency actually can be lower one. They call it green tendency is scheme or green tendency in something like that. Okay, you can read Sunday Read report. Okay, by looking at this story, quite interesting. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's have a look at this one. This one is like what I keep mentioning. Why Malaysian government want to do this? Imagine you are company A, you are a public listed company. There's a company called Company A, listed co. Listed co, they do export. They export to US, they export to EU. They do export. Okay. Then company A definitely they have vendors, they have suppliers. Supplier, they have supplier B, C, D. B, C, D are company A supplier procurement. Okay. So when these people, US or EU, they do ESG audit, social audit, ESG audit. They do not just look at company A ESG compliance. Maybe company A very strong because they still got a lot of resources. Maybe, but they do not just audit company A. They will and might audit company B, C, D as well. Depends on the client requirement. They might audit company B, C, D just to make sure company B, C, D are sustainable. So company A, which is their tier one client, tier one vendor, are sustainable. Let's say if company B, C, D not sustainable, it will affect company A. It affected company A, eventually it affect themselves, which is the client themselves. So they do not just want to see company A okay or not okay. They want to see company A suppliers okay or not okay. So okay. So if company B, which is one of the supplier of company A, don't have ESG, nothing at all. Want to show document, no document. Want to show record, no record, nothing. No initiative policy, nothing. Then, if there's a requirement by the client of company A, what do you think company A will do? Company A, most likely, they will change supplier. They will change supplier to a supplier that comply with environmental friendly, human rights standard, or the supplier code of conduct A, remember? Supplier code of conduct. They will select supplier that comply with the supplier code of conduct, which essentially related to ESG in a sense. How do everybody understand? Any other questions so far? Wait, by the way, I'm not connecting. I'm afraid later I disconnected, then I keep on talking. Hello? There's some response. Okay, okay. Am I connecting? Let me see. I was scared, man. Okay, okay, thank you. Yeah, because previously I'm in the university, then every time when I do my lecture, I can see the student downstairs because I'm in the lecture hall. Then, so I speak, I do not know whether they're still there or not. So anyone have questions? No, no, can then we continue. Okay, look at this. Okay, in ESG, we are looking at this triple P's. Triple P's. Profit is survival, planet is responsible, people are trust. Okay, of course, company want to talk about profit, sure. So profit, enterprise sustainable profitability, ESG is not a cost but a new profit model through energy efficiency. Energy efficiency reduce costs. When costs reduce, profit increase. Okay, risk management, green finance, and brand trust to achieve long-term returns. Okay, for ESG, we are looking at something long-term. Long-term means 5 years, 10 years. If you are expecting, wow, I want to do ESG, then 1 year or 6 months later, immediately I can see very good result. That's impossible. Even energy efficient also takes time because it's a long-term thing. Meaning to say you change the aircon, your house aircon 2-star, you change to 5-star aircon, inverter aircon, which is more energy saving one. You expect next month bill immediately can cover the cost of installing aircon. That's impossible, man. Okay, so that's the thing. So it takes time to realize the return. How long? It depends on the calculation and ROI and payback period. That's profit. Okay, this is profit. No ESG increase profit, definitely. Okay, at the beginning, there will be cost, but it depends. Certain things can low cost, certain things can high cost. High cost means you need to invest in assets. Low cost means you can strengthen existing control and policies. That one is low cost. Okay, people, social and employees value, including employee safety, supply chain ethics, customer trust, and community engagement, making enterprise more resilient and attractive. Definitely. I do not think any people want to work in a company always kena someone. I do not think any company want to work in a company always gonna sue, always go to news for corruption cases. I think you also don't want not sustainable this company. Okay, planet is responsible. People trust. When companies balance these three, ESG is no longer a cost but a mode. This here, how these three P work together. Like I said, just now, environmental friendly initiative like energy efficiency equipment fitting means you install better centralized aircon, you install better, I would say, more energy efficient equipment, tools, or fittings. So you reduce cost from energy usage. Yes. At the same time, you not just achieve profit, you also achieve planet because it's more environmental friendly now. You create less impact and harmful impact to the environment, to the planet. So profit increase, planet also increase. Okay, so you look at this. This is an example between profit and planet. Talk about people. You do investment. Okay, you invest in your manpower, you invest in your human rights, you invest in your talent management and development, learning and development of your employees. You give them a safe working place. You give them a place that they can grow. You give them all these things. So what they do? They will be more productive, they will be more satisfied, they will be more willing to stay with your company, their retention rate will be higher, they will be more motivated to work under the companies that treat them well, respect them, give them opportunity to grow. That is how profit related to people. Hello everybody, okay? Do you know what's going on? Okay, this is triple P. Okay, let's continue. Lab. Okay, you might say, yeah, this Ivan don't know say real, not real. Like I always say, verifiable is a published document. Look at this Sunway Group procurement policy. You can search Sunway Group procurement policy. They have this Sunway Group sustainability risk assessment (SRA). Okay, meaning to say you want to be Sunway vendor, you want to be Sunway suppliers. First thing you need to, of course, you need to register lah. Then when you do registration, okay, tender registration, then you will see this form one. This form is from the policy downstairs, something good procurement policy and downstairs. They have this ESG requirement, you see. ESG risk assessment, I would say. You look at the questions. The question is asking whether your company have ISO 14001 or not, whether your company got environmental initiative or not, whether your company got labor policy or not. You look at this social part question 2. Does your company have a policy to address child labor? Do you even know what child labor? How old is considered child? So all these are requirements from Kiwa, not from us, not from anyone. It's from your clients, your potential clients. Why they will have all these kind of requirements? First of all, they are listed core. Second, they want to ensure themselves are sustainable by ensuring you are sustainable. So if you are sustainable, you create less problem, then they are more sustainable in the sense. Okay, so this is this is the initiative. Okay, so everyone can see that. Of course, in the policy, they have this sentence, they will favor suppliers that adopt sustainability practices. How they know you got sustainable practices or not depends on whether you got ESG report that is publicly disclosed. First thing. Second thing, whether you have any certification from any certification body. Okay, you personally got certification or not. It's the company as a whole whether they have certification. That's the thing. Okay, this is what Sunway want. Group policy. Sunway have 30 industries, 400 companies. Okay, of course, you got Gokuland. Gokuland in their sustainability report, under this sustainable supply chain, they already mentioned if a company don't have ISO 14001, they will not do business with them. And this is what they say. Okay, it's a hard requirement, I would say. It's a hard requirement by Gokuland. Gokuland now going to privatize, so you disregard this also can, but even though they privatize, but their policy and requirements still their policy and requirement. So this is a hard requirement. Okay, so look at this. This one is a Sunday procurement process. Of course, identify supplier by their procurement team, and they will do SRA, Supplier Risk Assessment SRA. Okay, SRA is just now the form, the ESG. Then they will do tender, you will do tender, evaluation, contract award, and work payment. So this one is the process. So if you fail in second SRA, then only say already. Okay, only say already. Not going to go through. Okay, I don't talk about why you have big cable behind. Okay, that one is not in the discussion. Okay, okay, look at this. Toyota. Toyota profit hit by floods in Thailand. This one has happened in 2011. Okay, I think Toyota lost again close to 1 billion. Boy, 1 billion US dollar simply because they have been impacted by this climate change impact. Okay, which is the flood happened in 2011. Okay, just to show you, this is a picture of that time. Okay, Toyota factory has been flooded. Okay, so I hope your car Toyota not manufactured in year 2011. Things like that. Okay, okay, all these are cars you might be able to recognize. Okay, cars which model. Okay, listen here. Okay, if I remember correctly from the news, they can recover this flood within days, Toyota. They can recover from this flood. I mean, clear up the thing, replace the thing, clean up everything within days. I can't remember 2 days or 3 days, settle everything like new. However, they still face this 1 billion losses due to delay of production of 150,000 vehicles to be delivered. Because Toyota, they use just in time inventory control. Therefore, their inventory are not bug and got a lot of spare one. Therefore, this flood hit Toyota, yes, but within days they can recover. However, the suppliers of this Toyota, which are SME and Thailand, okay, not very SME, but SMEs in Thailand, definitely smaller. So all these companies supplying parts to Toyota, they're not able to supply on time, you see. That's why the just in time thing, not so in time already. That's why they make a lot of losses. From here you can see, selecting a sustainable supplier, then this climate risk, you assess climate risk of your supplier is utmost vital, especially if the supplier is your key supplier that's supplying you a product that nobody can supply. A very niche product, only that person can supply, only that supplier can supply. Then you better largely need to evaluate that particular key supplier. So if anything happen to this supplier, well, then your product will missing a very core component. Do you get what I mean? The higher risk supplier, the more you need to monitor closely. Then how you know which supplier is high risk or low risk? You need to do assessment. You need to define criteria and assess them. Then you categorize them into high, medium, low risk. Then only decide for high risk what you need to do with them. For low risk, what you need to do with that. Normally, low risk means accept. High risk, or you need to find alternative. If you cannot find alternative, then you need to go and support them, in terms of making them sustainable. Okay, for what ESG consultation for them, you need to make sure they're sustainable. Only then you can sustainable. Hello, everybody. Okay, we are talking about sustainability. Okay, clear. Do you know what's going on? Okay. Okay, okay. Okay, I want to end this, not end the session, end this part. There are few parts. End this part by quoting the management guru Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker is an American educator, okay, Australian American consultant and educator. He published a lot of books and have a lot of theories. Peter Drucker say, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. You say you want to manage carbon. You say you want to manage energy. You say you want to manage turnover rate. You say you want to manage bribery issue. You say you want to manage money laundering issue. But you never manage it. You never calculate. You never quantify. Then, if you never do so, you don't have baseline. If you don't have baseline, you're not able to set a clear target. Of course, you can set target lah. Okay, you can set target. Say, for example, I want to earn monthly salary. For example, I want to earn 20,000 per month. Example, that is a target. But if you never see your current position, your current standing as a baseline, you may not able to set a very realistic, clear target. And because of that are not clear, you're not able to set action plan and initiative for you to move forward from your baseline to the target, realistic target that you set. So to make it simple, if you don't measure it, you can't manage it. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, before I talk about this, anyone any questions about what we have shared for the last, I think, about an hour about ESG landscape, ESG initiative, ESG understanding? Everybody okay? If okay, say okay in the chat group channel, just to make sure everyone is there. Just to make sure I'm not disconnected. Or you can put a emoji lah. Okay, let's see lah. Okay, no? Okay, everyone please put okay over there. Motivate me a bit. Okay, can thank you. Okay, let's have a look at this. Yes, thank you. Let's have a look at this. Why get ESG certified? Before we go into all this, to make it easy, why do you need to have a degree cert? Don't have cannot? Why must go to university to get a degree cert? Don't have cannot? I cannot self-study. Realistic is like this. Got without people knowing you in detail, without people know you in detail, without people come to see your factory, you got cert. It tells many things. It has weight in your name card. That is what it means. Why we need to have cert. Same thing. Why you need to have ISO? Don't have cannot? Don't have. I have the practice not enough. Yes, it might be enough. It might not. You look at the Gokuland requirement just now. They will only do business for construction. They will only do business with the supplier that be ISO 14001 EMS certified. You tell them, oh, I have this, I have that. They don't care. Okay, if you tell me, oh, you have this, you have that, but you're not able to show proof. You're not able to show certifications. I might not see as credible as what you say. That's what I mean. Like, why your financial statement need to be audited? Same thing. Okay, why you need to submit AMS to apply bank loan? Why? Credibility. Certification is a credibility. And still remember at the beginning, I asked you to do one, two, three. One is not yet, I mean, just started. Three is quite mature. So, how to prove you are three instead of two? How do you prove you are three and really it's three? ESG maturity is up to the standard. For certification, that's what it means. Okay, that is what it means. Certification important. Degree cert also important. A lot of people say, "Aya, no need degree cert also never mind." You try to go HR, the first level is selecting, hiring and selection. I think also you also cannot go through the first filtering. Oh, I did not mean we selectively make this. No, that is a requirement under company policy. Maybe. Same thing. ESG certification, it can be a requirement of your client when they do sustainable procurement. If there's a requirement, whether or not you have it or not, that is the requirement. Okay, so have better than the never, that's what I mean. Okay, ESG expectations are rising across customers, finances, and regulators. Tender question and supplier assessment have become norm. You look at Sunday just now, okay, and many other companies. Okay, some their procurement policy, some their assessment form are not available publicly online. Not everyone like Sunday can put online everything. No, some they don't put online publicly disclosed. Some only you go into their tender list, they only send you the copy. Some is like that. Alliance Bank is like that. Okay, because we have client tendering for Alliance Bank, then they are required to fill this assessment form, SRQ, self risk assessment, SAQ, sorry, self assessment questionnaire. Okay, greater security, increased greenwashing, and reputational risk. Do you know what is greenwashing? Greenwashing means you say something that not true, or don't have say have. Clear criteria, evidence, fast decision making. Certification body must maintain independent. Okay, training builds capability. All these are why ESG certification are important. Okay, certification show who you are, where are you going, how you can improve, and what is your progress. Certification not only to show to external parties, certification also show to internal parties. So at least when you do certification, you are starting to measure something that you previously did not measure. Okay? So you are starting to measure. Therefore, internal people also will be benefited. Because internal people, they also build understanding. God is this, oh, wow, my company is doing this. Okay, let's see. Who said a chartered accountant firm has represented themselves as certified ESG auditor and verifier? Could you clarify the distinction between their role and that of an ISO auditor? Okay, suddenly got many questions. Just now the question thought I have disconnected. Okay, their role and ISO auditor and share your opinion of their scope and credibility. To answer your question, any question please ask, or I'm happy to ask questions. Okay, as a lecturer previously, now no more. As a lecturer previously, I like people challenge me one day, so I can have this understanding to be go at a higher level. So to answer your question, Wu, if I understand your question correctly, people claim themselves ESG auditor. Then, of course, they have ISO auditor. Okay, what's the difference and how credible they are? Okay, my answer very simple. For ISO auditor, the requirement is more stringent and more well established for ISO auditor. So not everybody can be ISO auditor. For example, myself cannot be ISO 37000 auditor because I don't have the qualifications for this ISO 37001 yet, the ABMS, anti-money. Like I cannot be ISO 27001 auditor, the information security management system, because I'm not qualified yet. But for me myself, I'm qualified for IMS, which is ISO 9001, 14,000 and 45,000. For ISO, the requirement is more structured, it's more regulated, I would say. That is ISO auditor. However, ESG auditor also got, but you need to see their qualification and certification, like I say, of the auditor himself. You know. For example, I myself, I also can say that I'm qualified ESG auditor because my qualification is given under Kiwa by Exemplar Global. By Exemplar Global under Kiwa, I have the ESG lead auditor. This one is less regulated for now for ESG. Okay, so I hope I clarified that. So who will have this competency and qualification? In Malaysia, official qualification don't have yet. So a lot of organizations, they will have their own competency framework and qualifications on ESG audit. It's like that. Okay. And ESG audit got many aspects. You want to see the ESG auditor can do greenhouse gas verification or not? That is another thing. The competency is different. I hope I answered your question, Albu. Okay. Okay, here's the thing. Accountant definitely they will say they know everything. That's for sure. But if you remember the requirement just now, the government say the verification and assurance can be done by both accounting and non-accounting practitioner. Still remember that word, accounting and non-accounting practitioner. So that is the direction of our Malaysian government now state. Therefore, Kiwa definitely is one of the qualified ESG auditing firm. Accounting firm maybe need to see background and qualification first. Who knows in the accounting firm, they have somebody who are very a lot of qualification on ESG, don't know. Yeah, so you need to do this background check. Sally asks, could you provide guidance on where it's appropriate to apply CBAM, SASB, IFRS? CBAM not a standard. CBAM is a requirement. Carbon border adjustment mechanism is about carbon tax. So it's not a reporting standard compared to IFRS and SASB. This is so clear, particularly in relation to the nature of the engagement and reporting requirement. Okay, Sally is like this, like the requirement I mentioned just now by this NSI by Ministry of Finance. Okay, when is it appropriate to apply? Actually, any company anytime can apply the standard to do reporting. Anytime, but just the listed co, they have specific timeline to comply and implement. Okay, the timeline is like what just now we saw the 2025, 2026, and 2027 for Group 1, Group 2, Group 3. And the reporting standard that is compulsory is IFRS. Is IFRS. Then in IFRS S1, the required SASB. So SASB is under IFRS per se. You can understand it that way. If you ask me the questions, when you are required to apply, anytime. But whether your company need to apply or not at this moment, don't know. So you need to let me know whether your supplier demanding or your company already a listed co. In listed co, then follow the timeline. You are group 2, then this year, you are group 1 last year already implement. Then you are Asia market, then next year, or you are NL co, which is next year also for revenue 2 billion and above. Or if you are NL co, not group 1 to 3, no need to apply compulsorily. No need. You need to wait for SSM to amend the Companies Act. Then only you will see the timeline. I hope I clarify your questions. When need to apply? Anything. Okay. If it is not a requirement, then anytime. It is a requirement, then follow the requirement timeline. Okay. The reporting standard will be IFRS. Yeah, thanks for explaining. Yeah. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. By the way, CBAM again, not a standard. CBAM is a mechanism for carbon tax. What is this mechanism since we are talking about that? Anything, this is Europe, Germany, for example. This is you. Okay. Anything you go in there, you need to declare the carbon emission. Above, they need to give carbon tax. It will be exempted for tax if the carbon tax already collected in Malaysia. Okay, so let's see that. Okay. Okay. Izzuddin asks, sir, what is your opinion of a supplier or a public listed company that only hold 9001 certification? By the way, 9000 got new one already, I think. Or it's 14,000 got new one, 2026. Okay, anyway, 9001 certification, given that their product are exported internationally through this listed company, which comply all the IMS and ESG standard, really? IMS, I understand. How you know they comply with ESG standard? This asking. Is sufficient to remain with just ISO 9001, or is necessary for the supplier to upgrade their certification to match those of the listed company? Okay, here's the thing. You will ask this question there, is I think the listed call not yet ask anything from you yet. Okay. But when listed call asks, it will be very fast. So they expect you to have this thing in short period of time, maybe half year or within a year. So my opinion is 9001 enough or not? Currently, if you think enough, then enough. If you think your ESG initiatives are compliant, how do you prove that? You tell me the company name, I go Google search, can I see the ESG report? Can I see the waste management initiative and all these things? If the thing is can't, so the transparency there, don't have, not able to prove up, or maybe you have internal circulated upon request. Means when supplier or vendor requests thing, then only you will send the non-published ESG report. That also possible. And then report alone not enough. Whether the initiatives are there is more important. So people still may need to come and visit your factory, come and do verification a little bit, some sort of due diligence, because no certification. The certification is 9001. So they might still happening. So if you ask me whether it's sufficient or not, in order to sell you thing sales, definitely not sufficient. But as a professional consultant myself, I would say depends on situation. You need to study first. You need to study what? What you want to study? You need to study the risk first. Whose risk? You need to study your PLC risk. You need to say if this PLC is entering in the market that demand ESG, then you may need to be careful. Because one day or later, this call or your client, they will suddenly ask you, hey, do you have child labor policy kind of thing? If you can show you can have all this, okay then remain with 9001. Remain with 9001. If they suddenly like have hard requirement, require to have 14,001. Oh, sorry, then 14,001 is the one that you need to have. Okay. I hope I answered your question. It should be okay, a bit difficult to answer your question. Is it enough? You say it's like somebody asks you, degrees enough or not? I have master level understanding. Do I still need a master qualification? It is some sort something like that. So yeah, so I hope I answered the question. Okay. Okay. Tan is asking. Okay. Tan is asking, does ESG audit involve GHG emission? Score 1, score 2, score 3, or what required under ISO 14064? Okay. You cover under ESG audit. ESG audit more of the methodology or trying to get some sense which audit or certificate makes sense. Since there are sustainability report assurance, ESG assurance, and GHG assurance. Okay, to make to answer this question like this. For Kiwa ESG auditing, we will audit your process, not your result. We will audit your process. For example, you tell me that you have GHG report, then we will see your process of deriving this GHG report. We will not go and verify the methodology that you use to quantify the result. Okay, make it this way. Verification on greenhouse gases, it required a separate auditing under a separate standard. The standard is ISO 14064 and our greenhouse gas protocol, depending on which standard you use to derive the GHG report. Or even they have ISA 5000, ISAA 5000, ISA 5000, which is a new requirement for ESG assurance. Therefore, to make it easier to understand, ESG audit is a broad term, it's a general term. ESG audit is like any auditing, internal audit or ESG auditing. However, we audit based on different standards. It depends on what standard we use to do auditing. So, when we do auditing, we might have different practices. Of course, the methodology is similar, but we will audit based on different criteria. Let's say this is Kiwa criteria. Okay, then we have our criteria, which I will share in the next 1 hour. Maybe Searing also has ESG certification. When they come to audit, they will audit based on their criteria. Okay, whether the criteria cover ISO 14064, I don't know. Okay, but I can tell you for Kiwa criteria, we do not cover ISO 14064, which is the verification of GHG figures. Okay, but we will evaluate the process that how do you derive this ESG in a sense. I hope I answered that question. Okay, ESG audit is a general term. Whether or not they got do something, they got verify something, it depends on what audit standard they are using. They are using ISA 5000 or IFAE 3000, which is the most common one that all the accounting firms are using now, which is to audit the financial, non-financial figure in a sense. But this thing will be replaced by ISA 5000, or we are using Kiwa audit standard, or we are using Searing audit standard, or different audit standard, or even your internal audit standard. So to answer your question, I hope you understand what I explained. Different standard, they might audit something quite differently. But for Kiwa one, to answer your question, no, we don't audit using ISO 14064 because that one is specifically for GHG. We audit for many things else more. Okay? Okay. Okay. Ming Hui say, Go say, if we have ISO 14001, do we need to have ESG certification? ISO 14001 is environmental only. How about your social, your safety and health, and your corporate governance? I give you example of corporate governance. Your anti-bribery measures system, which is something like 37001. If you cannot prove you have S&G and you want to claim yourself ESG with only ISO 14001, I think a bit difficult. I think a bit difficult. So more certification is good thing, go on. More certification is good thing, it's like you have many knives. More is good. Who knows which one you need to use? And more certification is not just a cert. It's not hang on the wall. At least you have the practice, only you can get certified. So your practice in environment, I think very strong. You have ISO 14001. But how about social and governance? How about efficiency? Don't know. So you have ESG certification, then you will know. Okay. That is continue asking. So what company will need ESG assurance and GHG assurance to remain credible if our resource allow? Yes, you can say so. However, the ESG assurance, the scope of audit, you can request to have GHG assurance. Okay, we can say this is scope audit. Kiwa ESG certification, ESG audit. There are 10 items inside. Example, Kiwa 10 item ESG audit. This is Kiwa standard. But you can request to have ESG, GHG, greenhouse gas assurance, to be item number 11. So we will audit the first 10 using our standard Kiwa standard. Then the item number 11 using ISO 14064. That's 3. Okay. So it can be like that, Okay. Probably most chartered accountant offering verification service might be based on ISA and the likes. I assume so. However, so far in the market, I never see any listed call their ESG report has been audited using ISA 5000. I never see. ISAE 3000, yes. You go download top the sustainability report, the last page you will see is I think audit by Shirin or audit by their accountant. I can't remember already. Yeah, I never see ISA 5000 yet lah. Anyone who know any sample can let me know. I never see before. Okay, because not compulsory, 2027 lah. 2027 also only the assurance is compulsory, but you look at the NSRF, now it's compulsory reporting. The assurance is come 2027. Yes. That also confused me. Claim as claimed by chartered accountant. You careful with chartered accountant, no? Any chartered accountant here? No, I hope no. Maybe I'm not chartered accountant, so I can say. Many say they know what to know. They know how to audit. I do not know whether they know or not. Hopefully they claim one and hopefully they really know. Okay, because GHG calculation is a different understanding compared to financial calculation. Although, of course, all still figure, but understanding is different. So whether they know or qualify to audit or not, I'm not sure. Okay. Lim say, do you mean if we only have 9,000 and then it's hard to us to comply with S&G pillar? Definitely. I give you a question, Salmi. Okay, Marina Salmi, I ask you a question. How do you prove anti-bribery? Your company initiative on anti-bribery. Are you able to prove that? That's one question. Cybersecurity, information security. Can you prove that? Can you prove safety and health, workers' safety and health, high rank, for example, that was for 5,000. Can you prove? Okay, that one is more operational. How do you prove employee management? Meaning to say any initiative to reduce turnover rate. By the way, what is your turnover rate? How do you prove that? How do you comply with that? So 9,000 and 40,000 and ESG are different things. Different thing. Okay. So I do not mean you have 9,000 and 40,000 mean you know ESG. I don't mean that. I just means with 9,000 and 40,000, you may miss out some important point that require under ESG. That's what I mean. Okay. Okay. Elva Tan asks, came across before IFRS Foundation, I also committed to future cooperation towards effective communication. Yes, I hear that. Any further update? No. No, don't have. I think 2024 they have another news. IFRS and ISO they want to collaborate or cooperative or so-called what is the term? Interoperationalize, I think. But no news already. I don't know like whether the hotspot strain now is more hot for them to worry or how. I really don't know. Okay, but Avatar is a good point that you bring up. Now I need also refresh. Why they release such a thing? Okay. Okay. Amelia Tan is asking, what is the standard are you accredited for ESG cert? Oh, later we'll share in the next few slides. Okay, later we'll share in the next few slides. The standard we use is Kiwa ESG assurance standard. Okay, Kiwa own standard. Kiwa is an international organization, so we have our standard. Senior also have their own standard because Senior 55. Okay, I'm a very transparent person. So, like menu, you've got laksa, you've got curry, you've got char kway teow. So, it's like different standard. You see which one is more suitable, then you choose to eat which one. So, like that. So, to answer Amelia's question, which one Kiwa used to do ESG audit? Kiwa ESG assurance standard, which I will show in the next slide. Next two slides, I suppose. Okay, Lim is asking, good morning, Mr. Ivan, IVAN. Nice to join the session again. Hi, yeah, Mr. Lim, hey, good morning, good morning. Okay, I hope your DOE and engineering business all good. Mr. Lim here is a very famous environmental and engineering consultant. Mr. Lim over there. So, yes, good morning. Interoperability, yes. Always have this kind of terminology, sorry, but I remember something like that. Bomin is asking, is showing proof of compliance to BUSA requirement is good enough indication of our ESG standard when promoting to customer meeting customer own ESG requirement? You need to depend, China to answer. You need to depend, definitely good enough. But however, you need to depend on your client requirement. Like you saw just now, certain client required certification, then you need to have certification, or otherwise you need to negotiate. Okay, that is the thing. And then certain client require ISO 14001, like Gokulan just now. So you will comply with BUSA ESG not enough, and you need the ISO 14001. That's the thing. Certain client require ISO 27001. Let's say you are software or tech company, they require ISO 27001. Then you need to acquire. So it depends on requirement. I cannot say it's good enough or not. It depends on the actual requirement. So if you want to have one size fit all the whole world requirement, impossible. But at least, in my opinion, that Kiwa PhD audit is covered pretty much of it. Okay, salesman a bit. That's what I think. I hope I answered your question, Chan. If you can combine a BUSA one, which is IFRS, BUSA is using IFRS, you are like this, you are like this already, you see. Okay? And of course, need to be credible. Don't have then stay have. I mean, in terms of the report. Okay, Izudin asks, based on my 4 years experience as an auditor, I have observed a concerning trend where approximately 60% of organizations that treat ISO merely as a license to operate rather than a tool for operational excellence. Definitely, I totally agree. As myself also ISO auditor for IMS and ESG. Definitely, sure. Okay, there is significant reliance on consultant, resulting of a lack internal ownership and understanding among staff. Surveillance audit are often treated as a box checking, definitely every year. Okay, it's crucial for our local industries to shift their mindset. ISO compliance should be internalized as a strategy necessity to ensure our product remain competitive and excellent. Okay, I totally understand and agree what you say, but I ask you a question now. Your worker lah, they're receiving 4,000 salary lah. They every day come and work lah. They expect you to tell them what to do ma. Expect you to tell them what to say, what to do ma. Do you think lah, he really willing lah to treat this thing as wow, operational excellence, wow, energy efficient, wow, water efficient, things like that, no wastage. You need to give a reason why they should know. Working only lah. Not happy with your factory, they go another factory. Working only lah. So why they should care too much? Oh, ISO 9000, okay. They have ISO consultant, they have one master folder, everything inside. Then you got the ISO already. The ISO put a wall. Frame for a wall. Then the practice high still don't do, whatever still don't do. Committee meetings still don't meet. But surveillance audit before that, procurement suddenly have because of consultant. So this is a very common thing, I would say. Business owner, you need to give reason, and you need to not just give reason, you need to give tangible reason. Tangible reason means money, benefit, initiative, remuneration to your staff. So only then they can embrace and appreciate what is this ISO and ESG. Otherwise, it's just paper only, I would say. Okay, that's my opinion, if you ask me. Sometimes do first, and as organization mature, realization on it being strategy tool might happen over years. Start first. Yeah, I agree. You start first, but I saw companies start for years, also no nothing different. Okay, but better than none. Start first, definitely, I agree. Maybe have some employee ownership in scheme. Can and boss also not to think is urgent implementation, either 9K, 14K, or yeah, the boss also need to understand. Actually, the boss understand is more important than staff understand. Because if the boss actually, never mind lah, this one easy, pay money can get one. Wow, then the whole culture is like that, then very difficult. Okay, tone from the top make a bit different. Yes. Okay. Yeah. We need to continue. Okay. Sorry. Otherwise, later not enough time. But I'm happy to answer your questions. Okay. But I saw certain participants also discuss among themselves already. Come back. Okay, come back. Okay, I think we focus on this certifiable ESG standard rather than board framework guideline used for self-assessment and reporting purpose. But stay tuned until the end because we will send you a self-assessment tools. I think it's an Excel. Okay, I think it's an Excel. So this is the Kiwa ESG certification. How the cert looks like? It looks like this. Okay, it looks like this. Okay, this is an example. This is an example. Okay, for this ESG certificate, we will have different stages. Stage one, there will be audit plan. We need to, this is the audit plan for stage one. Stage one, okay, by the way, Kiwa, there are two stages, stage one and stage two. Stage one is paper audit. Okay, preliminary audit, you can understand that way. Preliminary audit, okay, paper audit, that is stage one. Okay, that's stage one. We look at your readiness, documentation management, things like that. We do not go drill down in deep of your interview workers, all these things don't have. Stage one is preliminary audit. Just make sure you are ready for stage two. Because stage one, we will give you comment also. If you are not ready, we will not move to stage two because sure fail. Okay, then there will be this is stage one. Okay, then you see the timeline. It takes about 1 day. Stage one is about a day. It's about a day. So it's more preliminary. Understand here, just look at the documents, flip, but don't do interview. Interview top management got but don't do interview with the frontline workers. That's stage one. Now, if you look at stage two, okay, stage two, there will be more in-depth. Stage two normally will be two auditors. Stage one, it can be one. It can be one, normally one. Stage two audit, there will be 2 or 3 auditors, depends on size. Okay, stage two, then we will see documentation in a more detailed manner. This is the audit plan for stage two. They will see audit the evidence in a more in-depth manner. I give example. You say you got pay OT for workers who work OT, and then you say your OT is controlled and within certain limit. You do not force them to work. You say you do not keep the passport of the foreign workers. This is what you say lah. Then your document also show like that. Okay, fine. Then in stage two, we will interview the workers already. Let's say this is employee main master listing, especially foreign workers. I will identify 4 or 5 or 3, depends. Okay, depends on the situation. Then I will start interviewing the workers. Whether you say and what you claim are real or not from the workers' side. If your documents show, yes, you are doing like this, your workers' interview also say, yes, it's aligned. During our site visit, we also did not detect any malpractices, then we can say your practice is real. That is what when we do audit, we'll see. Okay, this is a triangulation anyway. Okay, the audit report will look like this lah. Whether you comply lah, yes lah, and then what is the comment lah, OFI lah, okay, critical issues lah, improvement ability to ensure ESG lah, scoring lah. You roughly will go to what category lah, because this certification they are different categories. Okay, so let's go through briefly. This is stage two audit report. This is stage one audit report. This is stage two. Just to give you an overview how the audit looks like. After audit, we'll have recommendation, so you can improve accordingly. Okay. Now we look at environmental standard. What is E? Okay, I don't need to talk too anything lah. What is E? E means environment. Environment means how the company operations have an impact towards the environment. That's what environment means. E. Okay. These are some internal standard that are worth studying. Amazon Climate Pledge, Tesla sustainability goals, you can have a look. And these are the ISO related to environment. Okay, and these are the citations where we derive from. Okay, can we get the slides material after the session is over? I think no. Okay, I think Kiwa got policy or their webinar, they do not share slides after session one. Okay, so whatever need, then they'll take picture already. Okay, so sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay. How we derive the environmental related standard for Kiwa? These are our reference point of ISO 14000, 14064, 5000, 146,000, things like that. Okay, this one is a standard. There are 50 clauses. That's why you see bracket 50. Bracket 50 means altogether there are 50 clauses. 27 out of 50 are compulsory. There's an asterisk at the back. 27 out of 50 are compulsory across E1 to E8. E1, E2, E1, E2, E3, all these are category lah. Okay, then you will see in each category how many items are. So let's have a look at E1. E1, there are 10 courses. 5 out of 10, because 5 got extra. 5 out of 10 are compulsory. That's E1. So you need to comply with all the 27 with asterisk, which are compulsory. Only then you can consider pass the environment. Of course, you've got social and you've got governance. Okay, so not very easy. Let's have a look at E1. Okay, let's have a look at E1, environmental management. E1, there are 10 courses, E1.1 to 1.10. 5 out of 10 are compulsory. You have a look and have a read which one is compulsory. Okay. Okay, we are. Let me see. Okay, quick one. Shit. Let me drink water. Let me drink water. Are you man? Amelia asks again, That means Kiwa just reference to available standard to audit and certified company for ESG cert? No, no, no. It's not the case. But then this ESG cert is not an integrated system cert. Yes, this ESG cert is an integrated of environmental, social, and governance. Whether or not you have ISO 14,000, we don't really care. But of course, you have ISO 14,000 means you fulfill most of the criteria in environment, I would say. Okay, so no, it is not audit based on available standard of the company. It's not audit based on available standard, whether your company have it or not. No, we don't audit based on 14,000. We don't audit based on 45,000. We don't audit based on what, but we have in reference to all these ISO standards, which we have to because we are a certification body. So then we created this Kiwa own ESG assurance standards. Okay. So I hope I answered the questions. Okay, no, we don't audit. Your company don't have ISO, never mind one, no. Your company have ISO doesn't mean pass for sure one, no. I will just say if your company already has certain ISO, let's say 40,000, 45, and 9,000, and 37,000, it will be easier in terms of documentation, in terms of practices. It will be easier because you're already in practice. Okay, that is what it means. We even certify company got no ISO, certify them. We certify companies with all the ISO, we also certify them. It depends on whether they fulfill our criteria or not. I hope I answered your question, Amelia. Wu asking, why some is practicing SDG and claim that implement ESG? How SDG practices for ESG can Kiwa accept that? Okay, here's the thing, Wu. Whether we accept or not accept, it depends on whether they fulfill our criteria or not. Okay, whether they claim use SDG, whether any company claim use whatever, it doesn't matter. You can say you use UN SDG 17 some more. It doesn't matter. It's not important for us because we are looking at whether you fulfill the practice that comply with our standards. That is what we see. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna ask, is this accredited? I'm just curious, got any accreditation body back it for Kiwa, we are accredited under IMF, I suppose. Okay, I can't remember already. Always not really remember all these things. And Standard Malaysia. So if you ask whether Kiwa accredited or not, I think so. I think so. I mean, that is my answer. Okay. And one more thing is ESG, there is no international standard to make it standardized. Even ISO don't have ESG standard. Can anyone say ISO have ESG standard? Actually, answer is no. Therefore, different certification body, they might have their version of slightly different ESG standard. Syrian have one, TQMS I think have one, Kiwa definitely have one, which is the one that you see right now. Then every certification body will have their own ESG standard for auditing. Then you see which certification body you trust more, okay, and their certificate and their standard, which one looks more credible. Okay, that's what I can say. Malaysian simplify ESG. No, for EDG, simplify ESG disclosure guide is not a standard. It's a standard lah, but it's a standard that guiding for disclosure. It's not a standard guiding for practice. That is SEDG. Okay, anyway, I have to continue, otherwise later. 12 o'clock already, lunchtime. Okay, so these are the requirements. You will see bracket, then 5 aspect means 5 out of 10 are compulsory. For this one, you will see 5 out of 8 are compulsory, 1 out of 3, 4 out of 8, and E5, E6, and E8. All these things. Okay, these are the criteria that you all need to fulfill for in terms of ESG. Okay, in terms of ESG. So where to get this criteria? If you want to implement without certification, can. You can implement without certification one, but then no cert. Then whenever you think need to have a cert, then only you engage us for auditing. Can. Then where to get this standard? Can get from Kiwa, can purchase from Kiwa. Okay, do contact us at the end. Okay, those are environment. This one is social. What is social? Social is a company impact towards the society. Your company operational impacts towards the society, labor practices, intentions, human rights, etc. These are the notable internal standards that you can have a look, okay, as a guidance. And these are the related public standards, BSCI lah, SEDEX, SMETA, 5,000, things like that. Okay, these are these standards criteria. There are 5 topics in total: S1, S2, S3, S4, S5. There are 50 in total. 28 out of 50 are compulsory. Okay, meaning to say altogether there are 50. But for compulsory one will be 28 out of 50. Then you do extra, meaning to say you fulfill something actually that is not compulsory but good to have, then you give extra score. You give extra score, that's what. Because we got ranking. Green, silver, gold, platinum. Okay, social. 50 courses, 28 out of 50 are compulsory. This one is the course for S1. Okay, for about worker safety and health. Then human rights and labor practices, of course, regulatory compliance, community involvement, and consumer state and product safety. These one are all social related clauses. Just now you see environmental related. This one is social related clauses. Okay, so not easy one, These are not very easy one, Okay. Actually, there are a lot of things, not very easy one. So your ISO 9000 and 14,000 may not able to cover what we want. So this is what I try to say. Okay, but of course we've got ISO, like Kiwa emphasized, companies with ISO with proper documentation, it will be much easier to obtain this one. But no need to worry. Companies without ISO also can pass one. As long as you can show evidence and proper documentation control, then okay. Okay. Governance. Governance means how the company control and manage the company by itself. How the company control and continuous improvement. That is the spirit of governance. Governance is corporate governance. We are looking at board structure. We are looking at bribery. We are looking at risk management. Notable standard. These are the internal standard that you can have a look how they frame their governance mechanism. Okay, and these are the relevant ISO standard that related to governance. Okay, definitely your 9001 is one of it, and this is 9001. Definitely 9001 is one of it. IATF, ISO 37000, 37001, all these things. So you can, if your company have this, then it will be easier because the criteria we also plug from all these relevant standards. Hello, everybody. Okay. Do you know what's going on? Okay. Governance, there are 60 clauses in total. 29 out of 60 are compulsory. Okay, 29 out of 60 are compulsory. They are across G1, G2, G3, G4, and G5, different topics. Each G1 is a topic. So you can see how many under each topic, how many are compulsory. Bracket means total how many, asterisk means how many are compulsory of the bracket. Okay, so these are the criteria. These are the criteria. Again, these are the criteria. Okay, E1, E2, ethics. The company shall have and abide by a code of ethics. Means your company don't have code of ethics, then not okay, unless you tell me the code of ethics is in employee handbook, then we can accept as long as you have this. So this is 2.1. We will audit based on this criteria, ladies and gentlemen. We will audit based on this criteria, based on each of these criteria. E3, E4, supply chain management. And supply chain management is, we want to know how do you ensure your supplier is sustainable? Then these are the criteria you need to able to prove that you apply. Okay, then G5 is about cyber security, information security, I would say. Okay. Yeah. Later I will show the cost. Sales is at the back. Okay, cost of certification and audit roughly estimate for our info. Definitely. Okay, definitely at the back there's a cost table. There's a table at the back. All the above criteria is as the rule below. If you have the asterisk, you will get pass. If the one with asterisk but you don't meet, then we will have NC, whether it's minor or major. We will have points and scoring. Okay, you look at this. Pass is 5 points, good is 8 points, excellent is 10 points. Okay, minor, flaw, 2 points, serious means major is 0 points. So we will audit not just whether you have or don't have. At the same time, we will give scoring and ranking. Then you might ask me a question, whether how do I know I'm 5 marks, 8 marks, or 10 marks if I have that thing? I give you an example. Let's say safety training. You say your company has safety, which safety training is one of the criteria under S1, which is employee safety and health. Safety training you have you have basic documentation, attendance, picture, whatever. Yes, 5 points. But in the training, you have quiz, evaluation, and all these things just to prove that your workers are aware about the safety training that they attended, not just listen and that's all. Then we give you 8 points. With this situation, 8 points because you have some sort of evaluation of your training at the end of the training. Good. Then for the same course, provide safety training, if you can show us you have a mechanism that 1 month later or 1 or 2 months later, depends on your policy and mechanism, you can show us that 1 month later, your company will occasionally have a do evaluation of the workers who attend training. And then you can provide comparison. Before training, the pattern is like this. After training, the pattern improves. You can show until this level, meaning that attend training, quiz, then you have this 1 month later evaluation of the improvement. One, you can show until like that, they give you excellent score, 10 points. We are talking about same course, provide training, safety and health training to employees. But how deep you can provide the training, then it will higher the score. Training is just an example. The other courses still the same. The philosophy is the same. It's like an iceberg. You saw the iceberg is the base. You saw the iceberg, 5 marks. How deep is your iceberg under the sea? That one will constitute you 8 marks or 10 marks. If you never see the iceberg at all, 0 marks. You see a bit of the iceberg. You see ice. No berg, ice, 2 marks. Okay, then we need you to do rectification. Hello everyone, got what I mean? Okay, so the score will rise, depends on how well you implement your clauses. Okay, then this one is the scoring. If you get the scoring between 420 and 800, you get green. Below 420 is still 800, 801 to 1280, you can have a low. This one is silver category gold. Platinum is 2 years you maintain silver, then you can get platinum. Okay, so this one is the ranking. Okay, so the ranking got green, silver, gold, platinum. So you say your company very mature, then we will see how mature you are. Okay, maybe you have some sort of ESG, you also got document, you pass, then you get green. But you can show initiative that you work above, meaning to say people is just pass 5, but you are 8, then you can get silver or gold. Okay? Okay? Okay, how is Kiwa scoring ranking different from others ESG eco-bodies? I'm showing you the ranking now. Okay, I'm showing you how do we do evaluation. It's like this. How eco-bodies do their ranking? Not so sure. You need to do your comparison. Okay, but I can tell you how we do our scoring. We base on the iceberg theory and the behavior. Okay, which is you see the iceberg 5. You see the iceberg downstairs quite deep, very deep 10. Example. You don't see iceberg 0. See ice 2. This is our evaluation methodology. Okay, and the evaluation criteria are here in the E, S, and G. Okay, I don't know how equal are these two. You can do your comparison. Okay, this structure allows. Do you know what you need to do in ranking? This structure allows companies to start ESG at suitable level, improve year by year, because this to answer 10 questions. Is there any surveillance audit? There is no surveillance audit. There will be only annual renewal, meaning to say every year audit 1 time. Audit back the same criteria, just to see whether you become worse or improve. Okay, so there will be no surveillance audit. There will be annual renewal audit. Okay, recertification audit, you can understand it that way. Recertification audit. Okay, that will be the case. Improve year by year. So from silver, you can aim to improve become gold. Okay, at least you have the direction. Demonstrate ESG credibility through certification. So ESG is not just achieved for large corporations, listed company, also practical and affordable for SMEs. I'll talk about affordability. Okay, what? Okay, talk about usage of logo lah. This is the logo that can be used after successfully completion of the cert. This is the logo that can be used. Okay, Kiwa Certified ESG Assurance. This is a logo can be used in brochure, name card, documents, I don't know, website, things like that. Okay, usage of logo. Okay, how to achieve the certification? These are steps. Step 1, contact Kiwa lah, of course. Step 2, schedule meeting, schedule audit. Then third, documentation, stage 1, site, stage 2. Stage 4, issue the cert. Stage 5, recertification every year. Okay, every year. So we will give time to post NC, non-conformity. Okay, can share companies who have been certified by Kiwa ESG assurance? Yes, definitely. Contact us. Okay, contact us. Okay, contact us for this one. Okay, Kiwa ESG audit certification fee structure. Okay, below 50 staff, this is the fee. Just now you asked about the fee. This one will be the fee. I take a photo of this fee, just in case later we suddenly become another fee, so you can complain us. If you say the fee is like this, then why suddenly become higher already? Okay, take a photo of this fee. Okay, we have this. Somebody asked, if we pass get badge from EcoVadis, is it acceptable for ESG compliance? Don't know. It will depends on your definition. You think you get the badge by filling the self-assessment questions, pay money, then you can say ESG compliance. Definitely you can claim like that, no problem. You can claim whatever you want to claim. So I do not know. It depends on you, defined by you. You say acceptable, then acceptable. Okay, I do not know. Okay, I do not know. Okay, this is the fee. Okay, this is an example of name card usage and company usage. This is K2 Bitumen, one of our client who certified. Example only. Okay, yes. Okay, example only This one is examples. You can put on company Okay, and packaging things like that. Okay, sure, no problem. You can do so. Oh yeah, that is the company at the bottom. Is they put this one. Okay. Okay. You want to get certified, but you might have a question. How to do? So many criteria. Do I need to appoint consultant? Do I need to appoint this and that? The answer actually is may not necessarily. Why? Because we prepare this thing for you. Okay. We prepare this thing called training leads certification, TLCs. Training leads certifications. So attend the training, not training by theory. In this TLC, they will have workshop. In fact, not will have workshop. In fact, this training is all workshops, pure workshops to directly help you to apply this Kiwa ESG assurance. I give example. Okay, this is my folder. Okay, this is my folder. This is my document folder. At the end of, in the beginning of my folder, you also have your folder, your online one, Google Drive or physical, whatever you want. My folder is full. Your folder is empty. This is at the beginning. But at the end of the TLC, training lead certification, at the end of my TLC, my folder will be empty. Your folder will be full of what I have it at the beginning. You get what I mean? When I talk about E, slowly you will start doing E already, your environmental aspect impact, your high rate, or whatever. You do immediately during this TLC session, It's a 5-day session, by the way. So you do. Then at the end, my folder empty already. Your folder full, ready for certification. That is what TLC means. Hello, everybody. Okay. Apply as ESG auditor. Yeah, you can. Okay. That one is another topic. ESG auditing is another topic. Today we are talking about ESG standard, the certification. ESG auditing is another section. Okay, so this is TLC. How is this different? We do not talk about awareness already. For those who go TLC, no awareness anymore. You must read and have some stock understanding in awareness. Okay, not just talk theory already. Not much of theory already. And we will give template, all the ESG related template, expert impact, high rank template, anti-bribery methods, system risk identification, risk metrics template. So you directly use the template to fill your company information in the template. Of course, the template available both hard and soft copy lah, but I encourage soft copy lah. Okay, you direct you want to use hard copy as well, very difficult. Let's say you want soft copy, you don't need to print out lah. That one is for your company. So we don't do all this theory already. We directly do implementation. That is TLC. Okay, TLC about implementation. Okay, who is this program designed for? HR, QEHS, okay, ESG project manager, okay, sustainability manager, and all this. Of course, consultant also can. If you want to learn how to implement for your client, then this is the one. Okay, okay. Before training, you might at awareness level. After training, then you know exactly what to do, and you not just know exactly what to do, you complete it already. Yes, that is before and after. Before don't have, then after is complete already. It not just training, it's complete because I want you to do on the spot. Okay, I want you to do on the spot. This will be the course content. So you have a look, can take a picture lah. Or of course, later at the end there will be contact person from Kiwa lah, so you can ask a copy from them. You can ask a copy from them. So this will be the what we call the agenda. Okay, agenda 9 to 6, 9 to 6. Okay, 5 days. 5 hari. Okay, 5 days. Okay, 9 to 6, 9 to 6. You will see all these are workshop. How much is it? Sales now. Okay, sales now. Okay, 6,000 ringgit for 2 person. Okay, can take a photo of this one, or later fee change already, you come and complain. Okay, 6,000 for 2 person. Okay, 2 person. Why we always recommend 2 person? Because 1 person is the manager, 1 person is the executive. So like combination like this, or it will be very effective. Or 1 person is finance, 1 person is HR, or 1 person is operation, 1 person is HR. Something like that. So you can have your own combination. Of course, you want to add 1 more headcount, can let us know. Okay, you want to add 1 more headcount, can let us know. Okay, you want to have 3 person come in because 3 person must be there, can let us know. We have companies 4 person, they buy 2. Okay, 6,000 plus 6,000, so 4 person because buy 1 free 1, so 4 person. Okay, yes, this is got turnover. So this one is to let you know 6,000. Okay, then this 6,000 now is essentially the fee that you hire consultant. It's the fee that you hire consultant. But now nobody hire consultant already because of this. Okay, because of this. Okay, what will you achieve? For the E, F, and G, definitely. Then a clear roadmap. Okay, a clear roadmap is the 5 days program. 5 days program. Okay, 5 days program. 5 days program. Okay, you can have a look. And location is at Kiwa. Okay, 6,000 for 2 packs. Okay, 6,000 for 2 packs. So okay, 6,000 for 2 packs. And okay, wow, a lot of these are combination. 6,000 for TLC, and certification fee is about 5 to 8,000. 5 to 8,000, it depends on your company number of employees. So total together is about 11,000 to 14,000. Okay. Dion asked, TLC program come with document template to certify ESG? Yes, definitely. 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 All the templates are provided. I did not say 100% perfect templates will be provided because the template can be modified to your company needs. Some company may not able to provide information in depth details, so they delete some column, which is fine. Some company then think need to have a very comprehensive documentation, so their Excel will be more comprehensive. Some even combine. They combine aspect impact, risk and assessment of environment together with safety and health. Also can. So to answer your question, yes, definitely templates are provided. I would say essential templates are provided. Yes, template are provided to because in the DLC we use the template to train Okay, if you know template, how do you do? TLC is not training. No, if you think TLC is training, then not correct. I mean, go to a wrong thing. TLC is workshop directly. Okay, workshop to do the certification. Okay, anyway, this is the price. Okay, whoever interested, please scan the QR code. Okay, I give you all a couple of minutes to scan this. Okay, I almost end my session already. So if you have any questions, please ask. I understand that not easy. Few hours still. You have any questions, please ask in the chat box. Or you want to ask them also can. Okay, this is their contact number. You can scan QR, then you will able to access to their WhatsApp number. Hello everybody, okay. Okay. Okay, you scan. Let me see next slide. What is that? Okay. Oh yeah, the claim. Okay, yeah. Remember to claim the the template and also the one-to-one consultation voucher. Okay, you need to scan this to get from them one. No? Okay, Eric asks how to contact you. Oh, you contact any of the members here, you're able to contact me, right? Okay. Okay. Because a one-to-one consultation, okay. How is this different from ESG and sustainability practitioner program? Okay, got different. Good question. For that one, yes, by Kiwa as well. Okay, yes. Okay, that one is ESG as a board level, border level, macro level. That one got get you how to calculate carbon emission and a lot of things in a more detailed manner. That one is more suitable for consultant. Okay, Ganeshan, that one is more suitable for consultant. That one is practitioner. Courses 4 days, assignment and test. This one no test. That one got assignment and test. That one is more for